Hello everyone, welcome to my first video on YouTube. I am Arpita. Today we will going to discuss a very interesting topic of deep learning, that is supervised task with deep learning. So you are searching about the video of deep learning or the supervised task. So this video is going to definitely help you for understanding what is actually supervised learning and deep learning. So let's get started. So these are our today's contents. So these topics we will cover in this video, that is what is the supervised learning and what is the examples of supervised learning, and after the how the deep learning fits in the supervised learning category, and key components of the supervised learning with deep learning. It is very important point. And after that, challenges were faced the supervised learning with deep learning, and some tools and libraries were there which is used to implement the deep learning programs. um, for example, PyTorch, scikit learning, such as the tools and libraries were useful for the deep learning. And also the very interesting part of this video, that is interview questions. I will going to provide you the interview questions. In this video we will discuss about the interview questions which will face in the interview point on the based of the topic, that is supervised learning with deep learning. So these are the contents. After that we will see what is a supervised learning. Supervised learning, it is the concept of machine learning. Supervised learning, it is the concept of machine learning. Machine learning and deep learning have their own way of their representation, but have their own interaction. Means deep learning and machine learning have their both way of interaction. Deep learning also, you have to say that deep learning, it is a subset of the machine learning. Okay, so machine learning have the two types. Like machine learning have the two types. One is supervised learning and another is unsupervised learning. In this video we will going to see only the supervised learning. Okay, so as I have told you that machine learning and deep learning have their own interaction. So supervised learning also interact with the deep learning. So these points were involved in the deep learning. So basically supervised learning is that learning from the labeled data. For a supervised learning models, there is provides the labeled data called the labeled data. That means labeling of the data. Like I am providing the machine of the cat images and dog images. I were providing the sample data. The sample data were called the labeled data. So next, the a point is the model is trained to map inputs to known outputs. In the supervised learning, there must be very important point to give a label data to find a very good output of that input. So where input based training where comes under the supervised learning. And then two main types were there, like classification and regression. We will going to learn this in few minutes. Okay, so these are the examples of supervised learning task, that is classification and regression. Classification is what, see, as I have mentioned here the example, that is cat versus dog. Animals have the own way of their interaction, like have animals considered as the cat as well as the dog. These animals were classified in the cats and in the dogs. So this classification part will come under the classification. And the regression part is that if we have to predict the things like house price prediction, weather prediction, age predictions from the images, these types of predictions will come under the regression. Where classification have contains the email spam detection and image recognition based on the animals. For example, I will give a machine the cat image and the dog image, and again I will provide one image, and I will try to give a input to this machine, to the machine, and start to tell that find the cat or dog. The given provided image is either cat or dog. So based on the supervised learning, using the supervised learning, machine what will do, find this cat and dog image using the classification supervised learning task, and find the given image is or cat or dog, that is comes under the classification. Okay, and next is the deep learning fits in supervised learning. How the deep learning fits in supervised learning, like as I've already told you that deep learning, it is a subset of machine learning using neural network. Deep neural network, it is very important concept and very vast concept. If you want to take this concept in hand, so please comment out, I will share this video very soon. And then next point is ideal for supervised task with the large and complex data. Supervised learning, also the deep learning, have their own way of representation. Like it is mainly known as the large complex data. Okay, and that's all about this point. After that, key components in supervised learning. It is very important point in the deep learning, also supervised learning. So here is the input layer, hidden layer and output layer. These three layers very important part of the deep learning. Like I will tell you that here is the input data and here is the hidden layer. It is called as the hidden layer, and here is the output layer. Each neurons were connected to each hidden layer neurons like this. See, every part of the neurons were connected to each hidden layers like this, which hidden layers and input layers with output layers. This finds a very important components in a deep learning. Like this part were called as a input learning, and this part were called as the hidden layer, and this part were called as the output layer. These three parts were very important to represent the deep learning neurons, which were used to interact with each other layers. Like see, input layer what will do, receives the data. Input layer receives the data from the users. Hidden layer what do, extract the features, what type of features involved in it, that is based on the extraction of the features. Output layer what will do, provides the predictions based on the input. Based on the hidden layer, it will finds the prediction of the input data. So here is the loss function. It is the loss function, it is difference between the predicted value and actual value. Predicted and actual value, that is finds under the difference between of the predicted and actual value, that is the loss function, which is used to measures the error in the predicted value and actual value, how much the errors were finding. That concept will comes under the loss function. Then after the optimizers, like updates, weights like SGD and ADAM, these are very important concepts. And then the challenges were faced by the supervised learning in deep learning, like required a larger labeled data set. In a deep learning, as I've earlier told you that it is works for a here. It is works for a large, here I have told that large and complex data. So this is a major challenge we're facing by the deep learning, supervised deep learning, that is larger labeled data. Then convert overfit on a small data. Overfit, what it does mean? It does mean making a data overtrained. Making a data overtrained, that is finds the overfitting. So next is training time is high. Training time must be have the very high point. It must be reduces in some point. That is challenged were faced by the supervised learning. And here's the tools and libraries. This part is very important to implement a deep learning models and structures. Like there are tools and libraries were there, like TensorFlow and Keras, PyTorch and Scikit learning for pre-processing. These types of libraries and tools were used for implementation of the deep learning models, machine learning models. So here are the interview questions, where basically in the interviews ask the what is the supervised learning and how is the supervised learning different from unsupervised learning. As I have told you that machine learning have their own types, like supervised learning and unsupervised learning. In the interview questions, they will ask the supervised as well as unsupervised. What are the main types of supervised learning, like classification and regression? As we have learned about the classification and regression by with using the example. So in this video we have learned supervised learning task in the deep learning. So if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you.